This is going to be a quick high-level demo of the work that I did for Replay over the summer of 2025. So, just for context, Replay hired me as a full-stack engineer, and my main job was to revamp the look and feel of their website. It wasn't very intuitive and it didn't look very good, so that was my main job, was to fix that. So for starters, and I also built some additional things to that, but that was my main role. So anyway, I built this login page for them. Their original login page was literally just this, and this, in a dinky looking card in the center of the page. So I started from scratch on the login page and tried to make it look a little nicer. I also implemented Google Authentication, which they didn't have before, using the Pixie Flow. So anyway, we can sign in. And sorry, I was already on here. So typically when you sign in, it brings you to this welcome page, which I built the entire thing myself. So their main product is an AI role-playing like session where you can practice your sales pitch on an AI persona, and it's highly configurable, so you can decide who that person is, how difficult they are, what you're selling to them, all kinds of things. But anyway, that's their main product. So first thing you see is this banner here that's a little bit interactive. It's got these waves going on that you can kind of move with your mouse. But first thing you see here is start a role play. And then these are the main things you can do in the app. You can track your progress and recent role plays that you've done. Anyway, fairly straightforward homepage. But let's just jump into the main product. So you start your role play, and this page is also me. So if you've done it before, if you haven't done it before, it tells you the rubric. If you've done it before, then it tells you what went well and what didn't go well last time. As far as the slides go, it's showing you who the customer is, and then the next slide tells you about them, their personality. So Avery's pretty easy. Yeah, just very easy sell. If there's a specific product you're supposed to sell, there's a slide for that, and if there's a competition with your team, there's a slide for that as well. But we can go ahead and start a role play. Let me turn this down a bit.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi Avery, this is Adam with Replay. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks. Just got settled in for our call.
Oh, awesome. Well, I just need to sell you something. Are you interested?
I'm open to hearing more about what you have to offer, Adam.
Perfect. How does Tuesday at 2 p.m. work for you?
That sounds good. Tuesday at 2 p.m. works for me.
All right, I'll talk to you then.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it, Adam.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye, Avery.
Bye, Adam.
I'll just mute this really quick. So, this is the main product. I didn't build this part. This is like the bread and butter of what their app is. So this was here before I got here. However, I did do an overhaul of the UI here. So I made it look like this Zoom conference call sort of thing. And I won't mention everything that I built because there's a lot of small things. For example, I implemented a timer feature for the call, and I've done a few things here, but most of this was already here, aside from the front end. The design in the front end of this is my work. So moving on, you end the call and it gives you feedback on your role play. And this analysis page was all me. I built all of this. So
Hi,
you
nice to
can
meet you.
see a recording
Hi Avery, this is
of
Adam
your
with
call, the audio, and your transcript. You can download these things. You can also copy the transcript if you want. So we'll close that. Obviously got 0%. But let me go to a better example just for the sake of showing that analysis page. So this one I passed, so I'll just come in here. So if you pass, you get to see some confetti, which is fun. Talk to listen ratio, I talked a little more than the customer, which is not ideal. My pace, I was talking pretty fast too, apparently. I use zero filler words, so that's good. But you come down here, and this criteria is set by managers, but it just shows you like the criteria you're supposed to meet and whether you passed it or not. If it's longer than one sentence, it does see more just to try and keep it concise because people don't like to look at a lot of words. So this is my design. I built this whole thing. So yeah, that's kind of the feedback page after you do your role play. This is giving you feedback on what well and what didn't go well. So pretty straightforward. So that's me. Moving into some things that I built myself from scratch. So this all is like, I kind of did all of that from scratch too because it was a very heavy front end overhaul. Their app honestly didn't look good and they admit it. So they just told me to redo everything. So that was me trying to make their app look nice and more intuitive. However, this stuff is from scratch. So they already had the activity here. I'll just show you really fast to memorize a script. So for example, the Pledge of Allegiance. You'll click learn and it'll do different rounds of taking more and more words out to help you memorize a script. And originally the user had to type these in manually, so you can imagine if they have like a whole script, even copying and pasting takes forever to like create these memorization activities. So they asked me to automate it with AI, so pretty straightforward honestly. Like let's see, I think I have an example training data PDF that'll work. So you just upload your script that you want your reps to memorize. You can also paste your transcript in here, or if you upload a file, it'll treat it as comments. So I don't know what's in the PDF, but yeah, I won't put a comment to mess with it. But anyway, you generate the script with AI, and the latency here is a little bit annoying, but I don't know. I think at the same time users might be forgiving because it's way faster than doing it manually. So what this is doing though is it's sending their PDF off to, we use Gemini for this, a Gemini model, and reads the PDF and parses it into a data structure that works for the memorization activity. So here you can see this is like a flow that they would want you to memorize, that managers would want their reps to memorize. So yeah, it just kind of parses it out into a data structure that we can now display as like a little text conversation. So just made that a lot faster. I also built analytics pages from scratch. This wasn't here before. This is all me. So this is valuable because it shows our customers, Replay's customers, that the role plays are actually working. So it just gives stats on, like this is just stats on how much we're using it. And there's filtering capabilities. So you can filter for me. I'm Adam Rock. Actually, I don't do any in production. So Chase, we'll probably have some role plays over time. You can add more. Anyway, you kind of get the picture. But I designed all of this. So this is kind of my analytics page here. This table has nested analytics pages. So we have a team, Riders of Replay, Lord of the Rings reference. You can click into that, and now you have a team analytics page. This one's very similar to the previous one, but we can go to like an individuals, and that's filtered, which is why it's only showing one there. But I don't know. I won't dive into what all this means for sake of time, but I just built a lot of different data visualizations, some KPI cards. I think the role play, let me actually get rid of this filter here. The role play analytics page is more interesting, I think. Yeah, so we're showing how much people are improving over time on average, like with each subsequent session, role play session. This graph was interesting. Our app uses a front-end component library called Ant Design, and they offered this scatter plot, but not with a regression line. So it was a little bit of a hacky solution, but I made an SVG view box and lined it up right over the graph and calculated my own regression line from the data and then plotted the regression line on that SVG view box, which I learned a little bit about at my previous job, BYU Library. So that was a fun little project to try and figure out. But yeah, just a lot of data visualizations that I built. And the filtering was a little bit fun to work on, like kind of some state management puzzles going on. Anyway, what else? Recording analyzer, playlists. Yeah, I don't know. I built so many small things. I don't know how much is worth showing. This was not me, actually. This analytics page was me. Yeah, just some more data visualizations. This radar chart is comparing the top 10 performers to the bottom 90 performers, just showing how much better the top performers are than the bottom performers in specific areas. And that's supposed to be insightful to the managers to know, like, okay, this is what the top performers are doing well, like demo, for example. Or objection handling looks like it's the biggest one. Yeah, so objection handling, our top performers are getting 91 and our bottom performers are getting 0. So that tells the manager, like, all right, we need to work objection handling with our bottom performers. So yeah, a lot of this, it was a fun job because it wasn't just software development, but I really had to think about the business side of things and the product, like what does a manager want to see out of our app. So it was cool business experience as well as software development experience. Yeah, I mean, I built a lot of small things that probably aren't worth demoing. So anyway, that's the bread and butter of what I did for Replay this summer. Thank you for watching.